There was nothing else to do, and there was no one left to call. My fear finally became so great that I wasn't too hip to say, God, please help me. The light is in you. So I went through this grandiose, dramatic moment where I invited God into my life. It was terrifying at first, but then I kind of got off on the idea. After that, nothing really felt the way I expected it to. I had thought that things would improve. It's as though my life was a house and I thought God would give it a wonderful paint job. New shutters, perhaps, a pretty portico, a new roof. Instead, it felt as though, as soon as I gave the house to God, He hit it with a giant wrecking ball. Sorry, honey, he seemed to say. There were cracks in the foundation, not to mention all the rats in the bedroom. I thought we better just start all over. I had read about people surrendering to God and then feeling this profound sense of peace descend like a mantle over their shoulders. I did get that feeling, but only for about a minute and a half. After that, I just felt like I'd been busted. This didn't turn me off to God so much as it made me respect His intelligence. It implied He understood the situation better than I would have expected. If I was God, I'd have busted me too. I felt more grateful than resentful. I was desperate for help. A certain amount of desperation is usually necessary before we're ready for God. When it came to spiritual surrender, I didn't get serious, not really, until I was down on my knees completely. The mess got so thick that all the king's horses and all the king's men couldn't make Marianne function again. The hysterical woman inside me was in a maniacal rage, and the innocent child was pinned to the wall. I fell apart. I crossed the line between in pain but still able to function normally, and the realm of the total basket case. I had what is commonly called a nervous breakdown. Nervous breakdowns can be highly underrated methods of spiritual transformation. They certainly get your attention. I have seen people have little mini breakdowns year after year, each time stopping just short of getting the point. I think I was lucky to get mine over with in one fell swoop. The things I learned here, I will not forget. As painful as this experience was, I now see it as an important, perhaps necessary step in my breakthrough to a happier life. For one thing, I was profoundly humbled. I saw very clearly that, of myself, I am nothing. Until this happens, you keep trying all your old tricks, the ones that never did work, but that you keep thinking might work this time. Dr. Phil, is that working for you? It's not. Once you've had enough and you can't do it anymore, you consider the possibility that there might be a better way. That's when your head cracks open and God comes in. I felt during those years as though my skull had exploded. It seemed as though thousands of little pieces of it had shot out into outer space. Very slowly, they began to come together again. But while my emotional brain was so exposed, it seemed to be rewired, like I'd had some kind of psychic surgery. I felt like I became a different person. More people have felt their heads crack open in some way than have admitted it to their friends. These days, it's not an uncommon phenomenon. People are crashing into walls today, socially, biologically, psychologically, and emotionally. But this isn't bad news. In a way, it's good. Until your knees finally hit the floor, you're just playing at life. And on some level, you're scared because you know you're just playing. The moment of surrender is not when life is over. It's when it begins. Not that moment of eureka, that calling out to God, is it. And it's all paradise from then on. You've simply started the climb. But you know you're not running around in circles at the bottom of the mountain anymore. Never really getting anywhere. Dreaming of the top and having no idea how to get there. For many people, things have to get very bad before there's a shift. When you truly bottom out, there comes an exhilarating release. You recognize there's a power in the universe bigger than you are, who can do for you what you can't do for yourself. All of a sudden, your last resort sounds like a very good idea. How ironic. You spend your life, your whole life, resisting the notion that there's someone out there smarter than you are. And then all of a sudden, you're so relieved to know it's true. All of a sudden, you're not too proud to ask for help. And that's what it means to surrender to God.